I wrote this book because I really want to eradicate divorce. I know the pain of divorce and I know how hard it is, and I really want to help people. You know, I once read this book of how to get married within 30 days, and it was not a bad book. But I could have written that book and I didn't need 100+ pages or even 50 or 30 or 20. I only needed is one page with one sentence, and it says, lower your standards. Anyone can get married anytime, as quick as they want. But it may not be the best marriage. And you know, 20 to 40% of people are getting divorced. And that's a huge, huge percentage. Imagine if you were getting on a plane and a flight attendant says you have a 20 to 40% chance of making it to the city of your destination. We would be terrified. And so I believe there's some very practical principles that could help people in choosing the right spouse. You know, I was a singles pastor for 6.5 years, and I just work with singles, never married, divorced, and widowed. And over that time, I taught them principles of how to choose a spouse. Then 20 years later, I went back and did some research to figure out how many of them got divorced. And to my great surprise and delight, out of 261 people who got married back then, only 25 got divorced. That's less than 10%, way ahead of the national averages. And so this book has those very practical guidelines and tips and aids to help us figure out how to choose the right spouse. And so why would someone trust me with the writing of this book? Well, for several reasons. Number one, as I said, I was a singles pastor for 6.5 years, working intensively with them. Single, never married, divorced, and widowed. And so my heart goes out to singles, and I think I understand them. And then second, that I have gone through a divorce and I know how hard that can be. And so I understand the pain of making the mistake of choosing the wrong spouse. And then third, that I've been married for 33 years now, so I know the benefits of choosing the right spouse. So in my book, I talk about the 7 C's, that's a letter C, about a checklist to go through in order to make sure you're picking the right person. The 7 C's being like character and chemistry and competency and culture and commitment and communication and core values. And we talk about what each of those mean. I talk about what it means to have a great operating system, how to be calm in the heat of battle and be a true listener. And is this somebody who is humble, values your opinion? And then I talk about an antivirus software that goes beep, beep, beep when things are going wrong, and it warns you that maybe this person isn't the right person because there are traits of his or her being codependent or having an anger issue or being stingy or into the blame game. So overall, 3 of the most important questions one can ask is, who is your master? What is your mission? And who is your mate? Very important. Your master, is it God, Jesus Christ, something else? Your mission, what is your passion in life that's going to drive you? And third, your mate. Who are you choosing to be your lifelong partner? And those 3 things are immense building blocks that we need to have a strong foundation in life. And that's why I'm so grateful that people like Neil Clark Warren, who is the founder of eHarmony.com, endorsed this book and wrote the foreword, because he says, if you're going to study this topic, this is the book to buy. And people like Gary Chapman, who wrote The 5 Love Languages, John Ortberg, Tony Evans, Jim Burns, Shaunti Feldhahn, all of them have endorsed this book as they see it's very practical to help people choose a spouse. So I hope this book helps you and that you might consider studying it, as I have study questions at the end of each chapter. Work it out with your small group or just read it for yourself, and that I pray that this book will bless your life.